Why, hello everybody. We are back for the 2021 Space Cup. Today with me is RealRex. Hello, Rex.
Hello.
And what's the match that we are going to be looking at in a moment?
Well, we're going to have Ormy fight against SkyGuy, with Ormy being the high seed.
Match number 4 here in the upper bracket, round 1 of the major playoffs, where the big boys have to duke it out. We have Ormylar from Canada and SkyGuy from Germany. So we have a battle of the continents here. Can you give us a little bit of a history of these players? You know both of them, I'm sure.
Well, both of them have been around for quite a while. Well, for at least 10 years, both of them actually. So they should be quite experienced. I think recently Ormy has played a lot more than Sky. So I think we're going to see if Sky can translate all that knowledge that he still has in his head from the past few years to, actually playing on that level now.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a good point. I know that Sky has practiced recently, but I know that he hasn't practiced that much compared to Ormylar, who was very diligent in getting a lot of matches in. But at the level that both of them play, never say never, is what I say. I think Ormy should go into this as the favorite. He is the high seed player, so that is reflecting that. But at the same time, I think Sky has a very solid understanding of the game. He has solid mechanics. Previously, his biggest weakness really was being rusty and maybe his just speed of execution. But with having a bit more practice under his belt, we will see whether he has fixed that somewhat for this one, for the first round in the major playoffs. And with that, I say we jump into the game.
Yep, the draft has already concluded while you were talking.
Okay, I see the bans at least. A German banning Castle. Rex, can you explain what's happening here? Because I don't know.
Well, that is a good point, actually. Castle being a German map. Now being banned by Sky. at least he can't lose on that map, right? So he can't tarnish our history.
He can't sully the the meme. Okay, yeah. Castle banned. Like I said before with the speed, I think Castle is a map where you need a lot of speed. And if speed is currently his weakest point, then maybe it's actually pretty smart to ban Castle.
Yep, he even says he's not his brother, aka you in this case.
Oh yeah, I'm all tapped right now, so we don't see the chat on screen, but we will see in a moment. I just need to enter the bans right now. We have Castle as the last ban here. Okay. I'm not my brother. Yeah. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Sky's actually and really my little brother. I think I got him into playing EW back in the days, but obviously he was much younger than I was back then, so he didn't play as intensively as I did when the game was at its height. I think Sky started to really play competitively later on in 2010, 2011, and only more casually back in 2007, 8, 9. Yeah. Even though he is my brother, I didn't force him into any army training camp for EW. I know he likes the game, but I know that he's not one of the... Oh, Carson has... Whoa, we have a sub. Sub alarm, Wii Carson. 9 months.
Ooh.
That's a lot. Thank you for the Prime sub, Carson. The money, as always, goes directly onto tournament prize pools. In this case, on future tournament prize pools, because this prize pool is closed. Thank you very much. Well, what I know, I didn't force Sky to play because I know he likes the game, but he's not one of these 24/7 EW people like we have on this Discord. So he enjoys his tournaments, he enjoys playing the game from time to time, but he's not the hardcore player. Going back into this match, we have Geonosis as the first map pick. I think you are an expert on Geonosis. What do you expect is going to happen on that map?
Well, I know that Ormy knows how to play this map, definitely. I mean, I think everyone knows how to play Geonosis in the majors. It's probably one of the easier maps. Like, everyone starts playing Geonosis at the beginning when they learn EAW, because it's just so easy to learn it, right? And you can even develop some of your own strategies quite quickly, while that may take some more time on other maps.
Oh yeah, just think about Dantooine. People have been practicing Dantooine and nobody knows what the meta is. So. But Dantooine has produced very nice matches, especially in the minors. Kind of obvious because we have way more minor games and matches already than we have major matches. So we have to wait and see for the majors. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the map has turned out so far. And Ormy actually picks Empire. What do you think of that? I would have expected Rebels from him being a confident Rebel player, right?
I would have expected that, but we actually played that earlier today. We did like 1 or 2 rounds on Geonosis, and he did play Empire successfully. So
okay, so he warmed up on Empire. Interesting.
So I'm interested to see if he tries the same thing again. I'm not gonna spoil his strategies out here.
Okay.
But we'll see what he does.
We will see what he does. Empire on Geonosis is a faction that has many options at the beginning. So we will see what it is. Divine with the Prime sub, 5 months. Thank you very much, dear fellow admin on the community Discord. Actually, you guys probably have noticed the new AEW patch from Petroglyph and the new maps that they released that were unfinished. Yeah, you have to say thank you to Divine because he was the guy who finished the maps. So pretty nice job of you there. Now, again, back to the match. Let's go. Good luck and have fun, and give him the countdown.
Let's see the rebel start.
Let's see the rebel start. On purple, we have SkyGuy with a very normal, quick rebel start. Same thing for Ormylar. Nothing out of the ordinary. Oh, strange looping for all the X-Wings. I don't think it really mattered. It's fine, yeah. Both base mines going up.
It looks like Empire actually wants the turret. No. Yeah, there it is.
Missile and missile. Okay, talk us through what Ormylar is doing here right now.
Well, it looks like he's gonna commit in the middle actually, by building a turret and. Okay, no, he's not building the mine. Okay. Yeah, still, he's gonna get vision of both middle mines, so he's not gonna have to waste fighters. I'm checking that every now and then. I guess by calling in his fighter in the middle, he tried to lure Sky into calling in an X-Wing as well, by making it seem like he's committing.
What's interesting is that Ormy is defending without engine upgrade, and Sky is defending, period.
I think it might actually work out well for Sky, because, well, Ormy called in a few units at his base mine. So if you're attacking with 3 ties, and 2 X-Wings are defending, it's going to take a lot of time to destroy a mine.
That's true. On the bottom right side, we have Ormy just scouting the area, very nice, and obviously both players have vision on the middle with their respective missile turrets. Yeah, Sky sitting on 500 credits, and his baseman will live, so he's building another X-Wing.
I mean, he will need that for the enemy baseman.
Yes.
Because Ormy does have some success at defending as well.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, you'd want that baseman to be dead already.
Yeah, more and more TIE fighters coming in. Yeah, and there's the X-Wing. I think Sky should now maybe keep a bit of his money in the back, though. Maybe not spend everything. Use his starting unit to dogfight, use his other units to control the map.
So it looks like the starting unit has died already, so he didn't actually lose any X-Wings in that.
These are bought X-Wings, right? Or what is the deal with them?
I think one of those is a starting unit.
Okay.
The one that built the right turret.
Okay, so Sky is calling in an X-Wing in the bottom corner, and he's gonna meet Ormy's units there. Ormy also sitting on 1,000 credits, so both players have the means to build a mine right now.
I think Ormy just wants to build his basement again. He's getting ready for that.
And Sky is making a mistake here, I feel. He's not leaving anything up at the basement. At Ormy's basement, that is. He's going down here, wants to chase the TIE fighters. Which he
mean, to be fair, if he does clear them out, it's going to be very nice for him.
But he would need to clear them out really fast. He's actually just moving away.
Sky, I don't think that's a winning dogfight, at least not all too well.
But now he needs to do something for Ormy's basement. It's going up.
Yep.
I think he wasted a bit too much time. Oh! Misclick. Why is he getting shot at without returning fire?
I'm not sure. What is he doing? He's just flying in circles now. That's a whole squadron dead. Why?
I think his brain just went on tilt in that moment.
I mean, he has 2 starting units out, but he's not sending them in the dogfight either. He's just sitting there now.
And these are new starting units, so you can see them clearly by their little flag icon. Obviously, we as spectators cannot see that, but yeah.
I mean, either you should send the starting units in now, or go to the base mine, to the enemy base mine that. But
And Sky
what is he
again.
doing? Well, I don't understand the strategy.
No, we will have to ask him later what his idea here was, because down there's no objective for him, right?
Yeah. And I mean, at this point, there's so many TIE fighters now that he also can't just easily win the dogfight.
Yeah, I assume he wants to build the mine now, but he doesn't have the money. He spent a little bit of it. He's only at 700 now.
So
why did he just check the mine?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't notice how much money he has.
Maybe, yeah. It's easy to just tunnel vision. First game, he's very nervous, I can assure you.
Yeah, I suppose Sky not committing to anything really ruined his game so up to this point, because he could have either dogfighted or just went to the base mine, but he did neither. He just drew around in some X-Wings here and there.
Yep, exactly. I think his position was pretty nice. He just would have needed to prevent the Empire base mine from going up, and then use his base units, starting units, to do some damage.
Yeah, but now look at the enemy base mine, the Empire base mine, sorry. He's gonna lose a few fighters in there. I mean, he should get out of there quite quickly, but Empire made a lot of money during that time.
Oh, yeah. Ormy just called in a huge army down here to take out the turret.
Oh, yeah.
And he has another big army. It doesn't look like a big army, but that's like TIE fighter sandwich here. And now Skies try to... Oh, S-foils.
Oh, ouch. Oh, and he's not... Okay, that was...
Some of them don't have their S-foils activated, and some do. And he sent them all at once, so they all went slowly.
You'd think that he'd at least, use his starting units to stay back there and dogfight, keep the ties off his back.
This is something that I find curious, is how he's not using his starting units. I hope he realizes that mistake for the next matches, because this is something you... At this level, you need to use your starting units.
Yep.
To gain an advantage.
But, I mean, at this point, it's basically over. There are way too many ties on the field. Carson can just rebuild his base mine without a problem.
Yeah. I don't know why you call him Carson, but I agree.
Oh, Army. I'm already so confused with all it.
Carson, you hear this? Can you please build the base mine? Thank you. Perfect.
Okay, sorry. Army can now build the base mine without a problem.
All right, probably going to be the GG soon. Sky is probably just waiting for his 850 to build his base mine in an, I don't know, desperate attempt to maybe he's never going to check my base mine. Who knows? I mean, Sky had one of the biggest comebacks of the entire tournament in the group phases. I think it was against SkyGuy. But this time, not against Ormylar. Not against Ormy. Ormy has him by the throat and he's not going to let go. GG. 1-0 Ormylar.
Yep.
All right. Maybe recap, what were the bans?
Do you not have them written down on your OBS?
Not all of them. I have Polos and Kessel. What was the other one?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I alt tab. It was Botherby. Botherby was the first one. Okay. Normally I write them down on a piece of paper here, but I be lazy today. Endor. Endor for Ormylar. I think this is a chance for Sky.
Yeah.
I think that is a nice chance for Sky.
I hope he isn't still stuck in the mind that it's an Empire map, because it really isn't anymore.
Actually, I think that Sky's best shot at winning this is playing Empire and is hard defending and then just hoping for the RNG.
Is it? Okay, he does pick Empire. I mean, it might be a good chance to win, but like if you have to count on your luck to win, I don't think it's a good strategy.
You know, because after having seen Sky's problems with the X-Wing micro in the previous one, I don't think that he can effectively kill the baseman.
Yeah. I do think that Ormy can do that, though.
I think I need to sit down with Sky and practice a little bit of the Rebels Micro with him. Endor, Empire. Okay, got the overlay right. And yeah, both players now thinking about what they're going to do, about what their moves are going to be. Carson is asking, how did the ties with no engine upgrade catch the X-Wings? The problem was that some of the X-Wings didn't have their S-foils locked, so all of them moved slowly. That's what happened there. There's a slight misplay from Sky there. Yeah, anything you want to point out before we go into the next game?
Nope, not really.
Then I say, good luck and have fun. And let's give him the counter. We've Ormylar against SkyGuy. Second game, 1-0 lead for Ormylar. Let's see how they do. On Endor, can you talk us through the starts of the players?
Looks like Ormy's going above the Nebula, actually. So he's going for the super aggressive start while ignoring the middle. But it doesn't look like Sky's going for the middle, actually. He's just straight going for the baseline. So that actually worked out really well for Ormy then. Because if both players ignore the middle, that's... Oh, no turret.
Yep, exactly. No turret for Ormylar. So that might be something that Sky can exploit. Sky's not defending his basement, so he's playing very... I mean, I was about to call it old school, but at the same time defending is old school too, so I don't know.
Yeah, the basement is just going to go down immediately.
The thing is,
that's gonna go up.
Especially in the European scene, many players as rebels use their first X-Wing to build the upper mine. And I can imagine that he's expecting that. Basically play Endor a bit like you would play Kessel, going for both of the base mines first and then going over.
Yeah. But have a look, there's only one single TIE fighter that's been called in. Now they come at the base mine.
You mean those? But yeah, he could have been way faster there. Nobody went to the center. This would have been such a great opportunity for Sky. But he didn't go there.
Now Ormy's checking it.
Now Ormy's building top. Which is interesting.
Actually, is Ormy checking it? Is he ignoring it again? I'm not sure. No,
I think he's going in there, but he wants to avoid that turret because he doesn't know whether it's built.
Yeah. Well, he can now build that, right? No, he doesn't have the credits.
Yeah, no, Sky's going in there. The problem is that Sky is now far away from the top right side mine.
I mean, he could potentially cross with all of his X-Wings that are just in the bottom right now, but
yeah,
I'm not sure if he's going to do that. I mean,
cross with his TIE fighters. Looks like he's going to the left.
Yeah, but he is checking with the fighter top, so with two actually.
It's a bit unfortunate that Sky doesn't have anything to rebuild his base mine right now, because he would have the money. He's now building more fighters instead.
But he's going to the middle with all of his fighters, so if he keeps enough money to rebuild that, he might just
currently. Oh, he found the mine and he's now going up there with all his TIE fighters. Ormy, however, has the money to build another mine on the other side of the map.
And is doing that.
Classic ping pong. You see your opponent move all his forces in one corner of the map, you build the mine in the other corner of the map. But Sky is coming in. Now the question is, does Sky have a bomber or anything to deal with that? Because if it's only one TIE fighter, then that's not going to be enough.
At least it's going to do some damage while it's building. With Rebel Mines not regenerating, that's at least something.
Yep. How many percentages do you think this will? Maybe 60? 70?
You mean the mine's going to have left?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
2/3? Kinda. Maybe between 60 and 70%. There's the bomber. A bit too late. But there's no X-Wing around, so maybe he can do something with that. I like that he goes into the Nebula because Ormy has a hard time chasing that now. Sky is... Yep, is safe now.
I think that would have been all of his units dead if he wouldn't have escaped so quickly.
Oh.
But, okay, he's going for the mine.
The bombers are not firing. Must have not given it... I think he tried to, but must have misclicked with a move command instead of an attack command or something. Yeah. That was weird. Is Ormy building this mine with TIE fighters coming? Or does Ormy... Now Ormy sees them, I'm pretty sure. But that should be starting unit, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Do you think those are starting units?
I think so, yeah.
Because, well, he didn't use them in the last game. Maybe he's doing that now.
That would be great. Now he knows that there is nothing, but it's not that useful in the long term. Because Ormy is just going to click that, I think. Oh, Ormy doesn't have the money to click that. Never mind. It's close,
I mean,
but
he
he
will
doesn't.
have soon. Yeah, but he's leaving. All right.
I like that.
He's gonna intercept the fighters. If they move to the top right, they're gonna die.
Sky is now building a turret in the center. Missile. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that.
Not at all, actually.
Oh. Didn't see the X-Wings early enough. I think they were just out of vision for most of the time. It's going up there, and I think Ormy will just try to intercept them. Follow them and kill them. No? Yes? Maybe? Okay. And Sky's actually going back.
I mean, he's scouting with one, but it's just gonna die.
Yeah. This tells me that he might have a bomber if he just scouts with one. Got his starting units back too.
Even if he had a bomber, like, would that really be a good situation to call it in front of 6 X-Wings?
No, definitely not. And now he's moving in. I mean, now the X-Wings can't sit behind him because they're already ahead.
It's still gonna be a lot of damage if he just flies to the bottom now. Yeah, look at that. Oh no, he stays still.
Now wiggle a little bit with your TIE fighters. No wiggling today.
But he gets the attack in now, yeah. Only lost one squad.
Would have been worse.
Yeah.
The bombers are scouting bottom. Yeah, but they will be met with the next wing, I feel.
Is he even gonna get the mine at the top right? That's a lot of X-Wings.
He's getting reinforcements. I think he gets the mine, but he's gonna lose his forces. Maybe he's gonna get that mine, this guy.
Okay.
He's going.
Yes. He's moving the wrong direction. Damn. That could have been so good.
That would have been absolutely great.
And I mean, Ormy now sees a missile turret in the nebula.
And Ormy's like, what?
Yeah.
That's so unfortunate with the bomber. Oh man, he could have instantly popped that mine.
Yeah.
That would have actually been great.
I don't think he's gonna see this. Oh, maybe he's moving down now.
He's gonna see the mine, but he's not gonna get double damage torpedoes in.
Damn, that's really unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one shot? What do you think?
It's gonna be very close. The health bar will move when it's done, and it's done.
Alright.
Just before that. Ormy's sitting at his base mine, and the dogfight in the top right, as expected, is a win for the rebels. So, yeah. What is there to do for Sky now? He is sitting on 400 credits.
I mean, unless Ormy just throws the game now, there's nothing that he can do.
I would agree with that assessment. Ormy is now building top mine, and he has just the amount of... Look at that, just calling in more and more X-Wings. He had that in the back, in the reinforcement hub all along.
I mean, he can now just destroy the enemy base, honestly. Just leave one fighter and all the mines that Empire could build, and then just...
Would you say that this was an improvement from the first one for Sky?
I mean, he didn't do any big micro mistakes per se. I think this was just macro this time.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't get a lot of units killed by letting them being shot in the back or something. He just did a few wrong decisions.
Yeah, I would agree. I liked this one much more than the first one. At some points he could have been more decisive in his movements, but he tried to keep vision on everything. That was pretty nice. I liked how he was able to keep his bomber alive and hidden.
Yep.
And he would almost gotten that mine, just one click on the mine instead of at his base, and another bomber coming in.
Yeah. But for every mine he destroys, Ormy just builds a new one.
Yeah, it's like whack-a-mole.
Yeah, Ormy's gonna flick the turret off.
Finally. It's taken him long enough.
I guess he didn't want to fly through the nebula.
Or is it just a single approach? 2 approaches.
No.
Wow. And the turret is firing 2 times, maybe 3 times, if at all. No, 2 times. So that's not worth the 700 credits of the turret. Definitely not worth.
Do you know how long it took Army to see that turret? Like, how long could a mine have survived?
Ormy saw that pretty early with a single X-Wing. But the mine would have been finished by then. So, yeah. I mean, the mine would have put a lot more pressure onto Ormy because Ormy would have had to move his X-Wings into the nebula then, right?
Yeah.
So at least that. I'm not sure if the situation was favorable for Sky in that moment because I think he had to move his TIE fighters to the top right corner in that instance.
I mean, at least the X-Wings wouldn't have just completely destroyed his forces.
At least the X-Wings would have been distracted from his forces. That's a good point, actually, yeah.
I mean, even after, let's say Army would have taken so long that Sky could just destroy the mine, it would have still looked very bad for him, or he could have just intercepted him, after the mine was dead.
Is Sky getting another chance here with his bomber?
The redemption? Well, I think Army's looking for the bomber, but there's nothing there.
Ormy's checking the middle again. Ormy's searching for this bomber, but she just can't seem to find it. Where could it be? And Sky's checking the mine. Yep, but Ormy's patient this time. Well, I like that Sky's not giving up. He's just playing his game.
I do think it's a shame that he didn't get to rebuild his base mine at all.
There were
at this point,
opportunities. He had the money, he just didn't have a unit there, right?
Yep. I mean, I think Army also quite quickly just sent a unit there to scout it out.
Actually, no.
So
if I remember correctly, that took quite a while until he checked that again.
Yeah, I was talking in the grand way of looking at it. Like, that's been sitting there for like 2/3 of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the
by now, yeah. I think I missed the bomber dying, but I don't see a bomber.
I just saw the middle mine exploding.
Wait, that must have been a bomber.
I suppose.
Oh no, noob cameraman. Damn.
I didn't see it either.
And Ormy is attacking the base. That Sky has nothing to defend it with, and quotes GG. But really nice how he got the middle mine then. But that bomber was pretty useful.
Sorry. Look at the middle. What? Wait. How did we lose vision of that?
How did we lose vision?
I thought it was gone because I couldn't see mine anymore.
Yeah, the same. I couldn't see it. I mean, you guys saw it on stream. There was nothing.
That was really weird.
That was weird. Invisible unit on the mine? But
oh god, it's getting worse now.
Okay. A bit spooky.
No, we can't see like single ties anymore. No, we can't see mines.
Okay, let's just not think about it too much. Maybe we make it worse. All right. Yeah, back in the lobby. It's a 2-0 lead now for Ormy. Match point in this best of 5. The ball is back in Sky's Park and he is picking Dantooine. Whoops, I need to scroll for Dantooine, that's why I can't find it. Well, let's do the same trick again. Rex, what are your thoughts on Dantooine and even in relation to these players in specific?
I'm not sure if SkyGuy practiced that. I have no clue. I do know that Ormy played that at least once or twice against me for that, and I suppose he played that against other people as well. Yeah, and with Ormy being able to pick Rebellion, I think this should be relatively short.
Yeah, if Ormy knows what he's doing, then the Rebels can be very, very effective on that map. And that's coming out of my mouth, who lost with Rebels on that map in the group stages. Carson is saying Ormy is playing well enough to beat Lany. Yeah, I agree. I think in this tournament, there's like 8 or 9 people, I didn't count it, just off the top of my head, random number, where everybody can beat everyone if they prepare enough. Just the skill level has risen since 2019 for a lot of these players, and I love it. It's really great to see. Yeah, Dantooine Rebellion, the players are ready. No time to waste, right? Good luck and have fun.
Yep. Yeah. Now, I want to see if anyone does a little fuck up at the start, because it's a split start.
Mm-hmm.
It happens often.
The Splitterino. Let's have a look at Sky with the split start. I mean, he can call a re. He's not moving. I think this is going to be a re.
What's happening?
Wait.
Um,
Sky? And the game just stopped. I think he's not in the game at all. Like,
yeah.
Sky didn't load. Okay.
Well, it just gets weirder every time now.
But that explains now why he didn't move his units. He wasn't in the game. Oh, he crashed actually. I see him in my Steam list. He's just starting AEW. So.
All right.
Now, this is the 7th match of the first round in the major playoffs, right?
So we only need one more?
And we had,
Do you know which?
We had in each of these matches, we need one more. I counted my own match, quote unquote, against not available.
Yeah.
And we had a great performance by each of the players that moved on. So I'm really, really looking forward to the second round. This is going to be great.
I am really not.
In a sense, I'm also not, because I hate meeting you in the second round after you know me inside out, because we practiced together. I don't think I'm lying if I say I taught you how to play competitively. So you know all my tricks.
Yeah,
and it's a bit scary playing against somebody who knows every trick of you and who can read you like a book. Yeah, God bless. And good luck, have fun. Yeah,
So,
Carson bringing up a good point. The players obviously look at that map in single player, find out if you select all your units, is the top X being the right side one or the bottom X being the right side one, and so on. And then you can get your start down pretty quickly. Takes you a couple of minutes to just try it, maybe write it down somewhere so don't forget it, and then you should be fine. No turret for Ormylar. What do you think of that?
well, it can take a while for Empire to attack, depending on what strategy they do, but I would normally build one. Laser turret for the entire.
Indeed. Both players missing each other here, but Ormy built the missile turret in the left side.
Mm.
Do you think he's gonna build that mine? No, he's just moving on. Okay. And Sky wants to build the missile turret. Oh, this is gonna be...
I mean, he did see that fighter. Ooh. Yeah, that's good that he didn't do that.
Ooh. Little heart attack there. Sky's at the top mine, but he knows about the missile turret, so he's not gonna build it. Moves down now, but Ormy's already on the way. Sky in the middle. I think Sky's now gonna move over to the ace mine of Ormylar, and we have a little bit of a dogfight ensuing in the bottom right corner. Both players sitting on their mines without them really being attacked right now.
Yeah. Oh. Look at that. Do you think he's gonna use canister? No. Okay.
No.
If the rabbits win bottom right and then move on to the base mine immediately, they will probably even get it sooner than Empire.
I would like for Sky to wait until Ormy is starting to fly away and then call a TIE fighter on the right side, maybe? Ah, no, Ormy's not flying away. He's just sitting there. Okay.
Yeah, I guess he wants to build the mine.
Sky has now arrived at the Rebel base mine, and he will be delighted to find that there is nothing defending it. How many TIE fighters? 4? Oh, that's too much. Come
That's
on.
not.
Oof.
I mean, if he would have, waited a bit for bottom right, I think that would have been a bit
Maybe
better.
just call one of them down here just to keep vision and to deny it, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're either delaying the rebels on your base mine, or you're getting a mine that he just built.
But Ormy's just sitting here. Ormy's not moving on. It's just sitting here.
He has enough fighters to destroy both the turret and the mine if he wants to.
True.
Just. Well, it looks like Sky's gonna check the right side again.
Yeah.
New unit.
New unit, perfect. And when he sees the right side, he can move with his units down there. So that's always nice.
Yeah. He's scouting on the left. I guess sees that he doesn't need to move now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he does move to the left. Wrong direction, Sky.
He moved. He just didn't see it. Just about didn't see it. But maybe he has more units up until now. 1 TIE fighter, 2 TIE fighters.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not a lot. But I guess you can just destroy the missile turret on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Get it put in there.
Oh, do you think this is gonna be an attack on the station here, or is he just passing?
He has enough. He can do that.
Yeah, I don't think he realizes at this point. He's just passing. Okay. Sky's now moving down again.
He does have vision from all mines except the middle one, so he could have definitely just killed the station or the supply dock or something.
Yeah, Sky should dogfight. He should dogfight. If he runs away, he's losing everything.
No, don't run away. This is gonna hurt. Now he saved 5 X-Wings. I don't think that was worth it.
And he has a lot of circling ties in the bottom right corner. He fixes that now. Watching Sky is like watching a toddler that can almost walk, right? They do the first step, but then they topple over. He's so close.
It was actually looking pretty good there.
It was actually looking pretty good, yeah. He's finding the top right side mine. He would need a TIE bomber if he wants to do something about that, though. And he only has TIE fighters. I feel like if he had built a TIE bomber at some point, like just one TIE bomber here, could have been great.
No.
Or one TIE bomber there.
He has a lot of TIEs sitting around here. Do you think he's going to defend his base mine?
I would actually like him to send like 2 or 3 of these TIEs to his basement to defend. Yes, but it's too late. He's too far away. Ormy's already coming over there. Ormy might even get some double damage, but this is going to be very close.
I mean, if he does that, mine is just going to go down immediately.
Yeah.
That's too many X-Wings.
Yeah. Ormy really likes doing that. Just having this blob of 7 or more X-Wings so that he can destroy mines in 2 approaches.
Now, I do have to say that was really close. Did you watch the mine?
Which one?
It was basically built, the base mine of the Empire.
Yeah, I watched it.
Alright. Yep. Did not return investment at all. But Ormy
made Ormy lose a couple of TIE fighters, but it's not really changing a lot because Sky is taking more and more time to destroy all these mines. Ormy knows that these TIE fighters are coming, I'm pretty sure, so he's not going to build the mine. He doesn't even have the money.
Yep, so he just moved this big blob of TIEs to the top side for nothing, basically.
All he's doing is probably killing 1 X-Wing. I don't think it's a starting unit, so it's something. But Sky is now broke. He doesn't have the opportunity to rebuild his base mine again.
I mean, he has a lot of fighters. I mean, he has 2 quite big blobs, so...
But look at where they are, and look at where Ormy is building a mine.
I mean, if he uses bottom blob to check that, he could get there quite quickly. I mean, considering where they are.
This is where maybe leaving 1 TIE fighter in the corner can be a nice strategy, just to have eyes there. There's an Iron Nebula where you can hide it. I think that's something that we will see in future matches on this map. Maybe. Just throwing out a guess. And yeah, Sky's moving there, but he's again gonna be late. TIE fighters are slow.
Well, he's gonna get there just after the mine finishes, so...
And
it's not gonna get that much
Ormy
money
is
back.
on the hunt. Look at that.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. But he does shoot on the single X-Wing. Yeah, now he just gets in there, kills them all. Ouch.
And Sky's trying to run away.
Oh. Okay, don't do that. You're not getting away. There's no chance.
I know why he's doing that. Like, he desperately wants to know what's there, but if you arrive there and have lost all your units, it doesn't give you any benefit if you know what's there, right? Okay, now he knows there's nothing, or maybe he knows there's a mine, but he can't do anything about the mine if it is there. So
what he could have tried to do was just dogfight and send 1 squad there, and hope that Ormy doesn't try to intercept it.
Oh, and even if Ormy follows that 1 TIE fighter, then all your other TIE fighters are following the X-Wings and kill X-Wings for free.
Yeah, I mean, if Ormy could have just split off 1 single unit, that's what I meant.
You mean Sky?
No, I meant if Sky would have split off 1 unit, then Ormy could do this.
Names today. Rex.
No, I think I was actually correct this time. Oof, Sky's parking all of his units next to a container on the right.
Hello, darkness.
Once to enter is quicker.
Rex is discount Lany, says the chat.
Sounds about right. If you order Lany from Rish, you get me.
Yeah. I think Sky had a very tough opponent here in this round.
Yep.
But
I do think he didn't play bad. I mean, he had the lead at, well, maybe not the lead, but it wasn't looking bad for him, like in the middle of the games. But he then just did a few things that cost him the game.
Actually calls GG now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the game would have dragged out a little bit longer, but ultimately Ormy is out ecoing him right now, and he's just going to continue playing ping pong, hunting TIE fighters, and 5 minutes later, he would have probably a Tech 2 Ormy.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. Nice. That concludes Ormylar versus SkyGuy. It's a 3-0 victory for our high seed player here. The favorite prevailed. And why don't we grab both of them for a little interview? And Rex, why don't you kick off the interview while I fix the overlays?
All right. Yeah. GG to both of you.
GG.
GG.
Are there any thoughts that you'd like to get out?
Just one question. Ormylar, why did you have all these mines? It was a really pain in the ass.
I like money.
Okay, yeah.
Gets me units. Units win games because I have money.
That makes
So
sense.
I just have to keep a sense of where your units are and where I think you'll go next, and I just build a mine where you're not going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about this match, I think one thing is pretty clear, that Ormy, you practiced a lot. Is that right?
Yes. I've been practicing quite a bit for the past 3 to 5 weeks, I'd say, on and off.
And it looked very well prepared. Your strategies, your decision making was very clean, very quick on your decisions. There wasn't a lot that we could gauge as being indecisive. You just played your game. It looked very solid there. So big congratulations, Ormy, to moving on in the first round. You confirmed your high seed favorite status in this game.
Thank you.
Yeah, really impressed. But on the other side, we were also pretty impressed by Sky. I think you played much better than in the group stages. I think Rex will agree. Made a big step there. And
I agree as well.
Rex said it just before we went into this interview. There were stages in at least 2 of the 3 matches where it looked completely open and even in the mid game. So you didn't lose by any big mechanical mistakes in the beginning or by wrong strategies or something in these games. So why don't we go through these games and talk about each of them in order? The first one was on, help me?
Geonosis.
Geonosis, right. The first one was the Geonosis one. And we had a pretty interesting strategy by Ormy, building your own missile turret, which is something we don't see often, Ormy. What made you build the missile turret there?
Because I was planning on defending my base mine, I felt like I was going to have like a huge blob of ties, and I felt like if something went wrong, I'd still have like some presence in the middle. I won't have to like run all over the map all the time. It was also just help keep an eye on his movements, because he would like if you wanted to avoid vision, you would have to go all around it, which would also sort of tell me where he is. And so it was kind of like just basically just gaining information, just sort of getting more control of the map.
And for you, Sky, it looked like the start went pretty well. You were able to delay the destruction of your base mine. You got the enemy base mine relatively easily. But then you kind of lost control over Ormy's base mine and he was able to rebuild it. Maybe talk us through your perspective on this game. How did that play out from your player perspective?
I just had to look after all the mines. Pretty annoyed by this tower. And just couldn't get behind. too slow.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I totally forgot it in the late game. And then, yeah, as I saw it, it was GG.
And then suddenly 1,000 TIE fighters.
Yeah.
I think what you did wrong on Geo was you basically, I don't know, you got your starting units back and then just flew in circles around the TIEs for some reason, and you just lost so many X-Wings doing that. I mean, with the starting units, you could have either won the dogfight or, go to the enemy base mine again. You basically just, I don't know, flew in circles.
I did get sort of a feel of indecisiveness from you, like shortly after I killed your base mine. We were just sort of like dancing back and forth, like in and out of the range of your space station. And when I noticed that, I was like, okay, all your units are just down here fighting. I'm just gonna build my base mine and just keep you busy. And yeah, and just from there, I just like at the beginning, it was like okay, like I kept your X-wing count a bit low, but it was still very open. But then when you started like dancing around back and forth, and then it was like I felt a lot more comfortable because I could get a mine up and I can just build more ties again.
Yeah, it definitely looked from a spectator view. It definitely looked like that was a moment of where SkyGuy just didn't know what to do in that moment. Geonosis was a pretty solid win for you, Ormylar, I think, after Sky kind of lost the ball in the mid game after the base mines died. But then we moved on to the next map. What was that again?
Endor? Yeah.
Exactly. And Endor, I thought, was a much more even, drawn-out, interesting match that was open for a long time, and we had the MVP bomber. That was pretty nice. How much work did that bomber of yours do, Sky?
At first, it was wonderful. Destroying mines with bombers is really nice. But then you have it standing, and it doesn't do much. You can't just move it over the map because there will be X-Wings killing it.
Yeah, you hit it beside your station, right?
Yeah.
I think you built two that game, didn't you? You built two?
Yes.
Yeah, there was one bomber, I think, that was in the bottom left side, and then later on you had one bomber in the top right corner.
Yeah, I remember seeing them both, and on one hand I liked it, but on the other hand, I also liked it because that told me you were really desperate to kill my mines and you were really strapped for cash.
Yeah.
And
Ormy.
For a long while, I had a bunch of X-Wings in reserve.
Ormy, you didn't go for the middle in the start. You went above it to be a bit faster, I think.
Yes.
But isn't that super risky, just not knowing anything about the middle? What would you say?
I think it's more important getting the enemy base mine down as fast as possible. Because if you don't, then you will just struggle as rebels, and you can always just go to the middle later. And the fact there was nothing in the middle at the beginning later when I checked, it's like, oh, okay, this is a lot easier than I thought. If there was going to be a turret there, okay. If there's a mine there and you're hard to defend, I just control the rest of the map and I go there later when I hit critical mass.
Okay, makes sense. Rex, any notions from you on Endor?
No. I
think one thing we talked about in the casting was how you, Sky, you had the money to rebuild your base mine, and Ormy actually didn't go there. Like in hindsight, it would have been probably a great move to build your base mine again as soon as you could, but you had no unit there to capture it, and you were sitting at around 850 credits there.
I waited for my base units to respawn.
Yeah.
But they just didn't.
Oh, so they were dead, but they didn't respawn in time.
Yes.
Ah, that's unfortunate. Yeah.
Like at all, or just on time?
It took probably 2 minutes, like feeling.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
What could have happened is that if I understand how they work correctly, it kind of goes on time. Like every 30 seconds, it checks to see your hanger units. So it may have just died right after the check had done, and
which
so it
takes it to a minute.
Yeah, so it just takes like an extra long time.
Yeah, that's actually very unfortunate then. Yeah, but you managed to hold yourself very long in this game. You bombarded a lot of work, so that was already very promising. And then we moved on to Dantooine, which is a map that, is new for most of the people, most of the players. It looked like both of you had a solid strategy on that map. And again, it looked very open for a long time. Rex, what do you think was what swung the game then?
I think it maybe didn't swung the game, but at the beginning it was quite bad because Sky, you called all of your fighters in at the base mine, and Ormy could just build the bottom right mine.
Yeah.
And I think that just continued for most of the game. Ormy just built the mines where you weren't at, and he could just keep that up for the entire time. Maybe because he got that money from the first mine.
Yeah, and what also killed me there was my ties dying to his X-Wings
Yeah, that was
so
my
often.
that was my goal. When I realized like I had a lot of extra money, it was just okay, just build ties, and then I just try to catch your TIE fighters in a opportune spot.
Oh, that's actually a good point to talk about. Sky, for you, sometimes when you want to go somewhere with your blob of TIE fighters and there are X-Wings chasing them, it's as shitty as it is, but you cannot go ahead. I mean, you can try wiggling, but sometimes you just have to take the dogfight. And yeah, I can't go there because I lose all my fighters. Then let's just do damage instead. It's the next best thing you can do. Yeah.
What I tried was splitting them. So taking one half left and hoping he would just go for one.
There actually were a couple of situations where Ormylar was sitting on like 750 credits, sitting on a mine, and I thought he was just waiting to build it, and you just arrived there like 5 seconds too early. To snipe it. It was a bit unfortunate, but that's a lot of luck.
There's a few times where I was actually just waiting purposefully. Like there's a point I was waiting in the middle for a while, just thinking like he just killed the mine in the bottom right. I'm thinking, okay, he's probably gonna check the middle here, and so I thought I'll just wait, and then they just weren't coming. And then I saw he was going to my base mine, and it's like, oh, okay, I just go to his base mine and check that instead. But there are times where I was just waiting purposefully, not to build, but just to wait for his ties to come in ambush.
All right. Yeah. Any closing words? Maybe speaking about the bracket, let's bring the bracket page up. Where do we got that? Here we go. Entering your results, we can already see what your next round matchups are, I think. It's a 3-0 for Ormylar. And you, Ormylar, maybe start with you. In the upper bracket round 2, you will be facing Darth Scythe 6. How do you feel about that matchup? Confident or not?
What's the word? I mean, I'm confident in my own skills. It's more like I don't want to say anxious, sort of, but like the main thing is that Scythe is unknown to me and I'm unknown to him because the last time we've done 1v1 practice together is like over a year ago, maybe over 2 years ago. And so like the only knowledge we have is just watching videos of each other in previous tournaments. And so going into this is quite unknown because I have to do a bit more prep, make sure I do my strats right, and at the same time try not to drag it out because there's a constant meme going on about Scythe is 20 EPM, and there is like a little bit of truth to that. But what makes up for that is he's very great at adapting to situations, and I believe he's better at that than I am. And so
different playstyles clashing, and it's not easy to predict what's going to happen. Yeah. And
plus we just haven't played each other very much, so we're just not familiar with each other. So it'll be really interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll get to it.
And for you, Sky, you will be meeting a 3-1 G-Man in the lower bracket. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
I haven't seen him play, I think. But I'm quite confident.
Yeah, he's a newcomer to the majors. First time that he entered the majors. So I think you can go in there with confidence with all of your experience and everything. So, but at the same time, he will be eager to prove himself. So be on the lookout and maybe watch his matches to prepare for that. Thank you for joining this little interview here. And thank you very much, Rex, for doing this stream with me. Right now, we will have like a 5-minute break, and then we will actually continue with a surprise match that we didn't even announce yet of the minors. we will be seeing Mr. Man play against Flowpode, America against France in a lower bracket match, I think. Yeah, it's a lower bracket match in the minors. So stay tuned for that and be back in a couple of minutes. And I'll be streaming that. I don't know. Rex, will you be commentating with me again, or do you veer off to other destinies? You gotta sleep? That's fair enough. Then I will just do that alone. Or maybe if somebody wants to co-cast with me, just contact me. We can do that as well. You heard it here first. And again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, chat, for all the interactions, and see you in a bit.